Welcome to my channel Education by Haneet. So children, today we will be covering the back exercise of chapter Sound. Okay, so let's see the first question. Choose the correct answer. Sound can travel through gases only, solids only, liquids only, or solids, liquids and gases. So the correct answer will be option D, solids, liquids and gases, because for sound to travel it needs a medium. Okay, so medium will be solid, liquids and gases. Provide a medium through which sound can travel. Okay. Now question 2. Voice of which of the following is likely to have a minimum frequency? A baby girl's voice, baby boy, a man or a woman? So the correct answer will be option C, a man. Okay, because if we will compare the voices of a baby boy, baby girl and woman, the voice of man has a lower pitch. Okay, now as the pitch of a man is low, which is proportional to the frequency of sound, the man's voice is of minimum frequency as compared with others. Okay, now third question, true and false. A. Sound cannot travel in a vacuum. This is true because it requires medium, solid, liquid or gases. Then B. The number of oscillations per second of a vibrating object is called its time period. Now this is false because if we'll see, the correct answer will be the number of oscillations per second of a vibrating object is called its frequency. Okay, not time period, right? So I'm also telling you the correct answers with it so that you can revise, right? And what is the time period? The time taken to complete one oscillation is called time period. Okay. Now see. If the amplitude of the vibration is large, the sound is feeble. Now this is again false. This, if we all know that square of the amplitude of vibration is proportional to the loudness of sound. So sound is loud when the amplitude of vibration is large. Okay. For a feeble sound, the amplitude is small. Okay. Now D. For human ears, the audible range is 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. This is true. E. The lower the frequency of vibration, the higher the pitch. Again, this is false because the correct will be the higher the frequency of vibration, the higher will be the pitch. Okay. Then F. Unwanted or unpleasant sound is termed as music. No. Unpleasant or unwanted sound is termed as noise. Okay. The next one, G. Noise pollution may cause partial hearing impairment. This is true, right? Then filling the blanks. Fourth question. Time taken by an object to complete one oscillation is called its time period. Then loudness is determined by the amplitude of vibration. C. The unit of frequency is hertz. D. Unwanted sound is called noise. E. The shrillness of a sound is determined by the frequency of vibration. Okay. Now question 5. This is a numerical. A pendulum oscillates 40 times in 4 seconds. Find its time period and frequency. Now we all know that the number of oscillations per second of the vibrating body is known as frequency of oscillation. Okay. So the formula for frequency will be total number of oscillations upon total time taken. So total number 40, 40 upon 4 which will be 10 Hertz. Now we have to find the time period. So time period is the time taken to complete one oscillation and it is the inverse of frequency. So the formula for time period will be 1 upon frequency. So we can directly do 1 upon 10 frequency because frequency is 10 Hertz. So this will be 0.1 second. Okay. So according to the question, frequency will be 10 Hertz and time period will be 0.1 seconds. Okay. Now come to sixth question. The sound from a mosquito is produced when it vibrates its wings at an average rate of 500 vibrations per second. What is the time period of the vibration? Now, the time period is defined as the time taken to complete one oscillation. Okay, and it is also the inverse of frequency. So here time period is 1. Then the oscillation frequency. So oscillation frequency, we'll see it's 500 Hertz vibration per second it's showing, right? So what we will do, 1 upon frequency, so 1 upon 500 which will be 0.002 seconds. Okay, so the correct answer will be 0.002 seconds. Now question 7. Identify the part which vibrates to produce sound in the following instruments. So first one is dholak. Now dholak, it consists of a head which is a stretched membrane. When it is beaten gently, these vibrations produce sound and thus dholak produces sound. Okay. So dholak, the part which vibrates is stretch membrane, the stretch. Then sitar. It is a musical instrument, we all know this. Stretched strings are a part of it. Vibrations are produced when the string is plugged and when played. These vibrations produce sound and the sitar produces sound. Okay. So again stretched strings. Then flute. It is an instrument which has holes in it. It is a hollow pipe. If you have seen, it is a hollow pipe, a long pipe. The air inside the pipe is set into vibration when air is blown over its mouth, and this produces a pleasant sound. Bansuri. Flute is bansuri. Okay. Now question 8. What is the difference between noise and music? And can music become noise sometimes? So let's first see the difference. So music. Music is a sound which is pleasant to hear. The definition. Then noises are sounds which are unpleasant to hear. Then sounds from flutes, pianos, violins are pleasant to hear. Okay. And if we see the example of noise, sound from bus horns and truck horns, then electrical generator sounds, mixer grinder in the kitchen, right? And this next part, can music become noise sometimes? Yes. Sometimes when music is played at high volume, it becomes noise, okay? In the form of loudspeakers, okay? Then question 9. List sources of noise pollution in your surroundings. So the sources of noise pollution in your surroundings are bus and car horns, firecrackers and loudspeakers, high volume in televisions, transistors, then mixer, grinders at home, sirens from factories, etc. Okay. 10th question. Explain in what way noise pollution is harmful to humans. So, a number of health issues are associated with noise pollution. If we will hear noise at a high volume every time, we will get number of health issues. So, these are hypertension, headache, hearing loss, insomnia, and stress. Okay. Then question 11. Your parents are going to buy a house. They have been offered one on the roadside and another 3 days away from the roadside. So, which house would you suggest your parents should buy? Explain your answer. Now, the correct answer is I will suggest my parents to buy the house which is 3 lanes away from the roadside, as there will be less noise as compared to the one on the main road, right? Because of to and fro of traffic every time. Now, there are lots of disadvantages also as such. If the parents will take the house on the main road. Lot of noise will be due to passing vehicles, smoke and dust produced by running vehicles, and then sound of loud horns of vehicles at the time of traffic jams. So if parents will take the house at the main road, they will face all these problems. But if they will take the house 3 lanes away, all these problems will be avoided. Okay. Now question 2. Sketch the larynx and explain its function in your own words. So this is the diagram of larynx. There is apt diagram in your book as well. You can copy from there. Okay. The function of larynx is when air passes through the vocal cords, they vibrate to produce sound. Vocal cords may become loose, thick or tight, thin due to vibrations. Thus producing different types of sounds. Okay. Question 13. Lightning and thunder take place in the sky at the same time and at the same distance from us. Lightning is seen earlier and thunder is heard later. Can you explain why? So the answer will be the speed of light is 3 into, this is 10 to the power 8 children. Okay. 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. While that of sound is only 330 meter per second. Okay. So although lightning and thunder take place simultaneously in the sky and at the same distance from the earth, lightning is seen first. Okay. So here we come to the end of this back exercise. Thank you.